6 years ago, almost to the day, my wife and I walked into UCG for the first time. After talking with some members at the UCG tent at Gainesville Pride the day before, we figured we should just check it out in person. When we walked into the sanctuary on that first visit, a few things stand out. My initial memory is Gary Kirkland, the first friendly and non-pushy person at the door. Gary asked if we wanted to wear name tags, and we politely declined. We were here just to check it out after all, and neither of us had any intention of getting too comfortable. What I remember next is the rainbow flag that covered the entire back of the chancel. I was pretty new to the whole idea of being a part of the queer community at this point, but I knew that a church with a huge rainbow flag was a place I would feel safe visiting. When the minister asked any visitors to stand and introduce themselves, we stayed seated, not wanting to draw any unnecessary attention to ourselves. Little did we know that 5 months later, we would stand on this stage and introduce ourselves as new members of the congregation. What has kept us coming back is the feeling of comfort, open-mindedness, spiritual curiosity, and fun that we witness in both the congregants and ministers. Coming to church is inspiring on so many levels. It's amazing to see the congregation stand and place hands on the shoulders of each other when blessing new members. Also, how can one congregation have so many incredible singers and musicians? I would pay money to hear our Sunday performances. There's even a song we sing where we get a shoulder rub and a hip bump. Our Christmas pageant has a censored moment that always makes me laugh, and a whole month dedicated to Harry Potter at church? Amazing. These memorable moments aren't rare. What is rare is a service that doesn't cause tears to fall from my eyes because I've been moved by music or a message, to the point that my wife jokes that one day she'll bring a gallon of my church tears to the gathering of the water ceremony. I'm still waiting for that. To this day, the sermons usually feel like the start of a new week rather than the end. And more often than not, they prompt me to write notes on ideas I want to take back to my students. I've asked my students to hold hands and recite the Haudenosaunee Thanksgiving address I heard one weekend. We've analyzed poetry that has been read at services, and I've used activities that my own kids have done at United Tribes, which brings me to my kids. One of the other best things about UCG, as if there could just be one best thing about UCG, is how it impacts our children. From the start, I've seen kids, from toddlers to teenagers, participating in activities with different people in our congregation. UCG promotes fellowship across the ages, and this, my family values tremendously. I can't wait to go back to retreat, where this is on full display. Another one of my favorite events at UCG is baptisms. I absolutely love the idea that these babies are not being held to some Christian rite of passage at a point in their lives when they can't possibly understand what this means. I appreciate that the parents are asked to agree that this ceremony is for us, and that one day the child will get to confirm her own path into spirituality. I'm grateful every day for the wonder that is the United Church of Gainesville, which is why I pledge to help fund this amazing and safe place. I hope you will join me in giving financial support to our gem of a church. In fact, I believe there may be a special incentive today. I know most of you are planning on pledging at some point in the coming weeks, so why not do it today and sweeten the deal? If you raise your hand right now, Andrew and Jerry, where are they? Oh, there's Jerry. There's Andrew. We'll come over and give you a pledge card and a delicious bar of chocolate. So if you hold your hand up, they will come right over right now. We call it a pledge or response card because we do understand that some people are dealing with tough times. So even if a financial commitment is not possible right now, a response surely is, and it's easy to do. So again, if you want a bar of chocolate and a pledge card, please raise your hand and they'll come right on over. And you probably know by now that you can respond to the stewardship campaign online or by mail, by calling Catherine or emailing Catherine, but the best way is right here, right now. And of course, you get this bonus of a chocolate bar. You can't get that online. Catherine, are you here, Catherine, still? I know she's busy. Catherine can also help you after the service, and she can submit your response if you just tell her directly what your financial commitment for next year will be. Thank you so much, UCG, for allowing me to be a part of this group.